Hey, what's going on, guys? C-Score here, back with another Blue Lock Project War Chat video. Today we're talking about the new limited time player, Shoei Barou. He's got a little Harlem costume here. I mean, it's interesting art, you know. But nonetheless, we'll talk about what he does. We'll go into game to see more details. Also, I'll do a little touch up on the new Botchery EX support card, and also we'll talk about how to train him and all of that, and what teams he's best on. Alright, so with his cards, as typical, low 50s, always, pretty dang bad, right? It's like in mid tile. Level 65 he gets access to this tile. Level 80 he gets access to a shooting tile. And level 100 he gets a huge shot there too. So let's look at the skills. If the skill is activated, King Craft. When a second ball is generated, the player's chance to take the ball increases additionally for a certain period of time. If the skill is activated, the player's kick technique success rate of breakthroughs increases. So overall, I mean, loose balls, you could get a better chance to get the loose ball, and at that, your kick and your tentacle and just dribbling through opponents will increase. So overall, it's a pretty dang good skill, and you get it pretty early at level 65. Level 100, you get the big tile. Over here, we call personal rule. For a while after the start of the match, your teammate's chances of crossing the ball and your own chances of taking a shot will increase. In addition, your own shooting success rate will also increase. So yeah, this one isn't as much tentacle orientated, more shooting, right? Pretty similar to like the last brand who had his tiles buff speed more than kick. But this guy can also be used as kick, and you will see later on you can actually train him in kick if you wanted to. So his abilities over here, he has your pretty standard, just 10% constant to kick, 10% constant to tentacle. Especially what train real over here, which is pretty solid, which means your good tiles are more likely gonna show up. And he has the standard 140% special lecture, but he also gets another 10% constant to kick. So again, he actually gets up and kick a little bit more compared to tentacle. Alright. So here's some of his abilities. We'll look more into this in game, but over here the big thing is the rainbow skill. Is even though he's tentacle, again it is actually a shooting skill. Increase your own shot success rate only when you activate the skill, and success rate will not decrease when you shoot from a distance. Additionally, for a certain period of time after activating the skill, your own breakthrough success rate won't decrease. The saying is that you have a better chance of making a shot, and you actually don't get a decreased chance if you take a far shot. So it makes him allowed to shoot basically anywhere from like all the way from the half the field. It's kind of crazy. And then also when you after the skill, your dribble through your break, so you're just breaking through also will get better. And the deflect dribble, when this is activated, your own breakthrough success rate and shooting success rate will increase significantly in attack. If you succeed in breaking through, your shooting rate significantly. In addition, the opposing team shot block rate. Okay, so this one is not useful because most of the time it's gonna be a cross passing, so he's gonna take immediately. He's gonna trap the ball and he's made to take a shot, right? But if he does get a loose ball, dribbles to one person, then his next shot will be greatly amplified, and then this rainbow skill will also part amplified as well. And then whenever in the casual checkpoint match 1, you get your exclusive concentration zone, you get awakening, you get a better chance to get tentacle and speed inspirations. I think this should have been kick power, but I looked in game and it says speed, so it is what it is. And he also gets inspiration all stats 960. That's all pretty solid stuff. And then when you're using him as a loner or support player on the bench and like that, he gives you the EX Fantasia. During the match, your kicks and technique will increase significantly. It's a nice little 30% boost to your kick power to reduce your technique, so all pretty good. And this skill is also really good. Focus attack. When the ball is close to the opponent's goal, the chance to break through are greatly increased only when the skill is activated. So I mean, this skill basically activates every single time. I see it as limitless, right? It will activate every single time because as long as you're on your opponent's side of the field, you'll get a better chance to dribble through them. And again, activates infinite amount of time. So for those technique people, that's really good for tentacle. You get your standard, additional turn events, he has glow skill. This one, honestly, he's a little weaker compared to Ren. Ren has this crazy 600% buff. And I trained with Barou a bit, and it doesn't seem like he has that 600% buff to tentacle or anything like that. So this is all he has, tentacle 1280, which is fine, but like it ain't 600%. Alright. Now, so when training tentacle, you can use this. You have Nagi, you have Bachra, you have Karasu, and Matoma's probably the most valuable one because he links with everybody here. And Kyobra, he's a little recent, so I don't expect most people to have him. I think in place him, you can probably still put Ryu, but in terms of characters who actually directly work with Barou, these are the 5. Basically, these 3 support cards, they work with Barou specifically. And there's the new EX right there. This EX is crazy. It does share the same problems with the side EX, so at level 50, you got that one really strong tile, but it's probably gonna take away your awakening. And I also have problems with these 2 cards too, like that have really strong tiles, but They take away your awakening, which means you only get less than 500% on the bonus when you're rolling those numbers. And overall, it doesn't feel good when you do not have awakening, right? But it's still a very strong card if you theoretically had a level 100, right? Which I'm not expecting. It just came out. You don't expect it. If you have Psy level 65, you could bait. You did, but even then, I tried level 50, and it's actually still pretty solid. I would actually recommend not to level up to level 50. Maybe keep it at level 49 because that one tile that takes away your awakening, it just that's problematic. Like it keeps drawing itself too. It'll keep drawing the same tile again and again, and you will never ever get awakening unless you have one of these support events, or you just get inspiration that has awakening. So I mean, I'll keep this level 49 until you max it out. We'll get it to level 65 at least, because I just don't like missing out on awakening. But still, pretty solid. 25%. Honestly, technical might be looking with Bachara and with this card here and side one, like you might be looking at like Matoma, especially Matoma. Matoma himself probably gives out a 500%. Probably looking like they near 1000% already for technical. I already seen some people with some of those crazy walls hitting like, I think, billion. It might be hitting billion power for technical. And as a shooter, he has some stuff too. Actually has a little bit technical with Nagi I saw. But yeah, he has Shadow, he has Yukimiya, he has Rin. And the reason why you might actually want to train him instead of Rin, even though Rin is a better shooter and the striker, the thing is his numbers are a little bit lower because he only gives a 600% tile to when he's supporting someone else. So when you train Barou, who actually has decent kick roll numbers, his numbers will look a little better than Rin, and his skill is still pretty solid. He's still a good shooter, so honestly, you could definitely train Barou instead of Rin, and you can see nothing concept or look at that. But yes, it's the exact same thing over here. Again, we're still using IEX because for kick and intelligence, you still want to use IEX. Only for speed and technical do you want to use that botch one. But oh yeah, overall, just standard thing. This Gagamaru, he actually does not link up with Barou, so you could put Xigiri. That's the only card that comes to mind. You could put Xigiri instead of him. But other than that, it seems pretty fun. Here are the potential team compositions that I thought about. This first one over here, it's kind of a redoing of the movie team. Right, we got Rayo, we got Nagi, we got Sagi, but this time we got the new Barou. We'll also add in Kunigami for a total of 15 skills. This one it's kind of the same as the the top 3 team of Rin and Kyora's video. Exact same, but we just take out Kira or Ryu and put this Barou instead. And because this team is more offensively focused, both of these teams are more offensively focused. You can actually potentially you might want to train. In this case though, only this bottom team you might actually want to put Barou as your main striker because his numbers will look better, and they both have the same skills. Then just up to whoever has the better numbers, which will probably be Barou. But this one's different. All right, where only he actually, or he actually get the benefit of also training with Rin. So Nagi probably look a little bit better. But just disclaimer though, make sure though, his numbers may be lower, but make sure when you're training Nagi, use Rayo as one players to the bench. The same thing when you're training Rayo, use Nagi, because these two guys get an exclusive skill only when training with one another that basically gives them like a 30% stat buff across the board and makes them perform better and all that. So just a disclaimer that whenever you're training Rayo, use Nagi. When you're training Nagi, use Rayo, right? Blah blah blah. Otherwise, the same pretty standard thing where we have to we're representing everything except this one. This one has speed because it's offensive focus. You don't care about that, so that's why you're allowed to have 2 strikers there. You got a fair amount of skills. So now let's go into in-game and see what this guy actually does with his numbers and whatnot. Alright, so over here in game, for some reason Bachara EX also isn't really set up properly. Maybe they just fixed it, but I doubt it. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't let you do that. Very cool, but we can look at Barou's 100% numbers right here. So again, it's the exact same thing that I had up on the slide, 140%. He's more. So, but again, look at this, 75% technical, which is the highest. But he does have 67.5% kick, which is not the highest, but that's still good. That's still a respectable amount that you can train him in. Again, there's hot tiles. We'll look at the numbers. He keeps his awakening, which is good, obviously 14 times, which is strong. You get tentacle kick power, inspirations. You can get the skill, guarantees a turn. So yeah, so it's all good stuff. And some of these actually can too. And then what does this one do? This one will allow you to enter awakening potentially, keep your extreme and awakening. And then again, guaranteed turn. You get the little skill and tentacle growth. So this one's more for tentacle, but again, the skill itself helps shooting more. Okay, so it is what it is now. To trash out. We also have strategic eye, hot blooded. If you able to get to level 10, I mean, you can get better chances to steal balls. This one, you put as lead this match, restores stamina. That one probably won't happen as much. Ability, again, it's a good skill. Push on skills, again, that's a good skill. I mean, hopefully you're not down, but if it is, it can help you out. Same skills there, yeah, same skills there. Alright, and then here's the support runes. I mean, I haven't looked them all, but I'm pretty sure these are all just normal, little small stats. I don't think he has a big thing. I might miss down it, but yeah, he has these two skills. Then I'll get on times 280, which is again not as good as Rin having 600% to kick power. So little point there. So over here I'm getting, again, yes, it says speed tentacle. Again, I should have been kick power, but who knows? Maybe that's just a typo. In actual in game it is kick power. He gets extra stamina when you train with him, so that's cool. And this just offense is a break. I mean, if you're down pad, maybe you can take a break. And level 100 gets 8 turns and more inspirations, which is, just typical, Will stuff. I mean, overall, man, yeah, this guy is good. And looking at Botchery EX, we can't look at freaking Botchery EX because it's broken, but what we can see is some talk about the numbers over here, right? I do not know the exact numbers, but you can see over here and look at all the skills. Well, actually, we look at the skills here. Driving Force, I know this skill you get a level 50. And it's pretty dang good, right? Lowers the performance of the matchup, additionally greatly boosts the stamina of this player to the match. Last chance, activates when opponent scores a goal. Greatly boosts speed tentacle, again pretty good. Again, you can use it for speed or tentacle players, so that's optimal. And it greatly boosts performance, which that's a bit greatly boosting performance. I mean, it's just absurd, but like it just gives you massive effects. Among both, these two are now level 100, so I think this is 65, this is 50, and these two are level 100, so honestly people have these ones, but the way the player has a high tentacle, which that'd be difficult, right? Because sometimes opponents just have stronger cards. For some time after the match, really puts the pass and interception rates of all teammates, additionally greatly lower the attack success rate. Yeah, that's pretty good. Only activates one, but yeah, that's pretty good. Whereas when you go activates greatly boosts performance, player can that's also pretty good. I mean, twice, just performance is pretty massive. But the thing is, this thing at level 100 has 200% special lecture bonus. I know immediately starts off with 105%, so that's crazy, and has a bunch of constant. Again, we don't know how much it actually has because the game is dumb, right? For some reason, the days don't want to fix it, but we could look a little bit over here because I have the card. Where is it? Am I dumb? Got it. Here we go. I like over here. Look at this, low 50 has 124%, but again, I actually would not recommend low 50 because this style just kills you, dude. It doesn't take away your awakening. You're not even guaranteed a turn. You don't even get a turn. It's a chance you get inspiration, which for some reason I feel like it's bugged. Like it does give you inspiration nearly like 9% of the time, and there's no chance. It's a great high chance to get an inspiration. And for some reason, when I get this inspiration, it doesn't draw itself, and when you're not in awakening, you get bad numbers, right? But this card is fine. I mean, this card, you're losing, compared to the other one has 19 times, you're losing 3 times as much, 16 times. But this one could keep your awakening, guarantees a turn. I mean, it looks better. It just feels better, especially when you're not missing as much. Then if you get to these two numbers, I mean, freestyle. I don't really worry about this one. When the moment skill activation greatly boosts the attack success rate of this player for a certain time, they should greatly boost all stats per turn. And yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, again, for your speed tentacle guys, that's exactly perfect. This is 23 times power. Again, you keep your stream awakening, and you get tentacle growth, you get speed growth. Okay, yeah, you get into turns too. Same thing here, but yeah, great. But the only bad thing is I hate this freaking tile. It's really strong. It's the strongest tentacle tile right now, right? Besides this one, right? But he's losing awakening just feels so bad. You get tentacle growth right there, and level 100 that buffs up speed. You get 300% right here, and this actually gives you 600%, unlike fucking Barou, which is really strong. Obviously, which means like there's gonna be one turn where you just get like 50 million tentacle one card. And again, over here, low 50 is the skill that you expect to get. And as you level up, you get more skills. right? So yeah, overall, I mean, Barou, going back to the slideshow, yeah, Barou is pretty dang good, obviously. I mean, if this was expected, might be limited unit, but he helps to stats greatly, and his teams are fun. I wouldn't say they're optimal compared to the 4 best teams, because realistically in the game you can only have 4, you can only use 4 teams, right? So most cases they're 15, but not CU. So you have 2 offensive teams, 2 defensive teams, and that's about it. So, and these both are offensive. But again, just it's still fun if you want to use them though, right? If you want to use them, like these are definitely the best options you can use right now. And actually, I would go in game and look at this for y'all. Alright, back in game over here. I forgot to put these teams up, but yeah, here we go. I have this team over here, which team talked about, right? 18 skills. These like 3 times activator skills. That's the main ones you want to look at. Look at this. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3 over here, and you got 4 of these skills in this one. And again, because I was able to train him using Rin, look at his numbers: 82 million. That's only level 55. 82 million. Oh, this guy's only 44 million. I mean, he has a bunch of level 100s here too, but because this guy has a singular Rin, because you're training with Rin, you literally just double your numbers, which is crazy. The other team we'll look at is the movie team here. Again, looking at those like 3 times activator skills, we got 1 over here, and that might be okay. That one's not as fun, but it's mainly because of these guys are a little old. These guys being a little old, and they don't work with Kunigami because that wasn't designed. Only until with this Bora were they designed to work with Kunigami. But with these 2 skills called Power Play. But again, but it's still a fun team, man. And these are units that have been on global for well over a year and a half. Once that Nagi movie came out, they came out really quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have these guys level 100 if you've been playing for a bit. But again, if you're gonna be training Rayo, make sure you use Nagi. Right, use Nagi. He doesn't get the best speed numbers, sadly. I mean, he has some constant, he has good numbers and stuff, but he doesn't get as good speed numbers as someone compared to Chikaburo or Tomo, right? But again, he gives this skill, which states if Saisho Nagi's your teammate, you get better passes, boost your abilities, and also boost passes. So like, yeah, I mean, so you need to do that. And the same thing with Rayo. I mean, Nagi over here. Again, I have another guy that could have been here, but I have to put Rayo because he gets this skill. I promise, remember, if Rayo Mikage is your teammate, space falling effects boost your shot range, greatly boost your own abilities, and activates for the rest of the match, right? So yeah, this is a fun team, right? Again, it's just with all the characters that most people have, but these 2, I mean, these 3 limited units on here, 3 limited units, and look at the other team. You don't have to get one other one with Batra, was really recent, right? So I mean, you could decide what teams you want, but overall, he's pretty fine. We'll go back to slideshow. Yeah, and that will be in the video, guys. Just a little recap, right? His best way if you want to train him Kig. His best way if you want to train him technical. And yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, definitely will recommend trying to max him out if possible, or at least bare minimum level 65. Right, he's only up for 2 weeks, which is honestly pretty messed up that he's only up for half the amount of time normal limited time unit really is. Nonetheless, pretty sure if we all stick to the end, and this is C squared, and peace out.